sharks have a sixth sense in which they can perceive electricity in the water. Your heart is an electrical organ that generates an electrical field, and sharks can feel that electricity in the same way that you and I hear music or see color or feel like hot versus cold. There's probably not a lot of super practical benefits for being able to perceive electrical fields. Unless you're an electrician or something that deals with like dealing with electrical fields, it's impossible for me to conceptualize the information that you would get from that ability. Magnetic implants are a body modification in which you could pay a surgeon, or you could just pay somebody in their garage, like a tattoo artist, but they specialize in implants. You could get a subdermal implant, which is it's just a piece of silicone that forms a shape under the skin. It's purely aesthetic. I don't think I'll get it because I don't want it to break if I fall on it doing parkour or I get hit in martial arts. It's not really something that's on my list. But a magnetic implant is when the artist cut the skin and they dig out a little bit of the flesh to then put a neodymium magnet. I've heard that it's about the size of a grain of rice under the skin, and then they stitch the skin up. In the presence of an electrical field, the magnet vibrates. Over time, your brain develops sensitivity to that vibration. So I've heard of electricians, they get the magnetic implant in a finger so that they can, while they're working, they can, before they cut a wire, they just put their finger to it and they can feel like, oh, there's electricity in this wire. I have to go shut it off before I cut it, and then they don't die. I've heard of other people getting it in their neck, right here and here, so that they can triangulate. In the same way that you can naturally determine the source of a sound because your ears triangulate it, because the sound reaches this ear just a split second before it reaches this ear. Your brain does trigonometry to calculate the triangle is like this, so the sound is coming from there. Similarly, your eyes, you have binocular vision, you have two eyes. Your brain calculates the angle between your eyes to determine the distance to a thing. That's how depth perception works. That's why people with only one eye can perceive depth. But this all requires surgery, which requires money, and finding a surgeon. And I could. It's only a few $100. Right now, I'm saving up my money to buy a new computer, and then I want to travel to a few places around northern Brazil. I might go to Mexico. Probably not going to go to Mexico. I said in my last video that I would go to Mexico. I don't know. That's a long way away, and there's plenty of stuff to do here in Mexico. But I digress once again. I want to get the magnetic implant, but I thought first I should develop the senses that I already have. What kind of information would I learn about the world around me, and how would my life change if I had a more sensitive nose? So I have been doing olfactory training, which is very simply, I have a little Tupperware of instant coffee crystals that I shake up to emulsify it. And then I'll take a long whiff of this and just try to concentrate and meditate on that smell. And I have a bit of mustard, emulsify that a little bit. Mustard. This coconut oil is very good. Cinnamon powder is really strong. I'm noticing that stuff that emulsifies easily. So, for example, powders and liquids. Shake up the powder, and oregano was not as good because the particles are much larger, so it doesn't emulsify as well. You have to kind of like get it on your tongue to perceive it. Then I also have like vanilla extract, deodorant, vinegar. I did not need to shake the box of matches. Matches don't need to be shaken. But this is a good one. If I burn the wood of the match, it smells like a campfire. Campfire, yeah, because it's burning wood. But if I burn only the phosphorus, that smells. Now that might be toxic. So like, don't inhale toxic things. I'm not going to inhale bleach, for example. I do want to practice with butane from a lighter. So I'll fill my hands a bit. I'll just cut my hand. I'll fill it there, and then I'm not huffing the gas. I am trying to develop a sensitivity to the smell of butane or propane. Carbon monoxide is odorless, which sucks. But I'd like to develop a sensitivity for gasoline or other chlorine. But chlorine gas is extremely toxic. No. I would like sensitivity to dangerous chemicals, or if something is burning, if my food is burning, be able to tell different compositions of food. That'd be cool to make videos like travel foodie videos. I did a smell test with my little sister in Peru, where I put on a blindfold and she held different things under my nose to guess if I could get them. Some of them I got, some of them I didn't. I could do another one of those tests again and just see if the percentage of correct answers is higher the second time than was the first time. Oh,